Hey guys, Dr. Cool here, and today we're talking about your car's AC, the unsung hero of summer drives. Specifically, we're diving deep into the heart of your AC system, the compressor. This little guy works hard to keep you cool, but there are some sneaky culprits out there that can cause it to fail. And trust me, a busted compressor means a sweaty, uncomfortable ride, not to mention a hefty repair bill. But don't worry, I'm here to break down the top 10 causes of AC compressor failure and more importantly, how to prevent them. So buckle up, grab a cold drink if your AC is working, that is, and let's get this show on the road. Alright guys, first up we're tackling the silent assassin of AC compressors, dirty condenser coils. Now your condenser is like the radiator for your AC system. It sits at the front of your car, right behind the grill, and it's responsible for releasing all that heat from the refrigerant. But here's the thing. Over time, the condenser gets caked with all sorts of nasty stuff. Bugs, dirt, road debris, you name it. And when that happens, it's like trying to breathe through a straw. The condenser can't release heat effectively, which puts a ton of stress on the compressor. It's like forcing your heart to work overtime just to pump blood. Not good, right? So how do you prevent this? Easy. Regular cleaning is key. Grab a garden hose and gently spray down the condenser fins. You can also use a soft brush to remove stubborn grime. And hey, if you're feeling really ambitious, you can even remove the condenser for a more thorough cleaning. Just remember to be careful with those delicate fins. Now let's talk about refrigerant, the lifeblood of your AC system. You see, refrigerant is what actually cools the air in your car. It circulates through the system, absorbing heat from the inside and releasing it outside. But here's the catch. You need just the right amount of refrigerant for everything to work properly. Too much refrigerant, and the system gets overcharged, putting a strain on the compressor. Too little refrigerant, and the compressor has to work harder to cool things down, leading to premature wear and tear. It's all about finding that sweet spot. So, how do you make sure your refrigerant levels are on point? Simple, leave it to the pros. A qualified technician has the right tools and expertise to check your refrigerant levels and top them off if needed. And remember, if you suspect a refrigerant leak, don't ignore it. Get it fixed ASAP to prevent further damage to your AC system. Alright guys, let's talk about another critical component of your AC system, the radiator fan. Now this fan doesn't just cool down your engine, it also plays a vital role in keeping your AC running smoothly. Here's how it works. The radiator fan sits right in front of the condenser, and as it spins, it pulls cool air through the condenser fins, dissipating heat and keeping everything running at the optimal temperature. But what happens if the radiator fan fails? Well, things can get pretty ugly pretty fast. Without that constant flow of cool air, the condenser can't release heat effectively, causing the AC system to overheat. And guess what takes the brunt of that heat? Yep, you guessed it. The compressor. So, how do you keep your radiator fan happy and healthy? Regular inspections are key. Check the fan blades for any damage and make sure it's spinning freely. If you hear any strange noises, or notice that the fan isn't running as smoothly as it should, get it checked out by a mechanic ASAP. Now we all know that oil is crucial for keeping our engines running smoothly. But did you know that your AC compressor needs lubrication too? That's right, folks. Inside that compressor is a whole bunch of moving parts that rely on oil to reduce friction and prevent wear and tear. But here's the thing, if there's a leak in the AC system, that precious oil can escape, leaving the compressor high and dry. And trust me, a dry compressor is not a happy compressor. Without proper lubrication, those internal components start grinding against each other, generating heat and eventually leading to catastrophic failure. So, how do you prevent this lubrication nightmare? It all comes down to one thing: leak prevention. Regularly inspect your AC system for any signs of leaks like oily residue around fittings or a hissing sound when the AC is running. And if you do spot a leak, don't wait to get it fixed. The longer you wait, the more damage it can cause. Alright guys, let's talk about something we can all relate to: breathing. Just like we need fresh air to function properly, your car's AC system needs a steady flow of clean air to operate at its best. And that's where the cabin air filter comes in. This often overlooked filter is responsible for trapping dust, pollen and other airborne contaminants before they can enter your car's HVAC system. Now you might be thinking, what does a dirty cabin air filter have to do with my AC compressor? Well, here's the connection. When the cabin air filter gets clogged, it restricts airflow through the evaporator, which is the component responsible for cooling the air inside your car. This reduced airflow forces the AC system to work harder, putting extra strain on the compressor. It's like trying to breathe through a clogged nose. You can do it, but it's not comfortable. And it's definitely not good for you in the long run. We've talked about the importance of keeping the outside of your AC system clean, but what about the inside? You see guys, the refrigerant lines and components inside your AC system are like the arteries of a well-oiled machine. They need to be free of any obstructions to function properly. But here's the thing. Over time, contaminants like dirt, moisture, and even tiny metal particles can find their way into the system, wreaking havoc on those delicate components. One of the most vulnerable parts is the expansion valve, a small but mighty valve that regulates the flow of refrigerant. If this valve gets clogged with debris, it can restrict refrigerant flow, causing pressure to build up in the system. And guess what happens when pressure builds up? You got it, the compressor takes the hit. Alright guys, let's dive a little deeper into the world of AC components and talk about the expansion valve. This little guy might be small, but it plays a crucial role in regulating the flow of refrigerant through your AC system. Think of it like the gatekeeper of your AC, controlling how much refrigerant enters the evaporator to cool the air. Now, when the expansion valve is working correctly, it ensures that the refrigerant is at the optimal pressure and temperature for efficient cooling. But here's the catch. If the expansion valve gets clogged, stuck, or starts malfunctioning, it can throw the entire system out of whack. A malfunctioning expansion valve can lead to pressure imbalances, reduced cooling performance, and even compressor failure. Alright guys, remember that condenser we talked about earlier, the one that releases heat from the refrigerant? Well, just like we need room to breathe, the condenser needs proper airflow to do its job effectively. If the condenser is suffocating, it can't release heat efficiently, causing the entire AC system to work harder and potentially leading to compressor failure. So, how do you ensure your condenser has plenty of breathing room? It all comes down to keeping the area around the condenser clean and clear of obstructions. Regularly inspect the front of your car for any leaves, dirt, or debris that might be blocking airflow to the condenser. And hey, if you're feeling ambitious, you can even use a garden hose to gently rinse away any buildup. Now, I know some of you out there like to tinker with your cars and squeeze out every last bit of performance, and hey, I respect that. But when it comes to your AC system, it's best to tread lightly. Here's the thing. Your car's AC system is designed to work within specific parameters, and any modifications or aftermarket parts that alter those parameters can have unintended consequences. For example, installing a larger condenser might seem like a good idea in theory, but if it's not properly matched to the rest of the system, it can actually reduce cooling efficiency and put extra strain on the compressor. Alright guys, let's talk about a sneaky AC issue that can wreak havoc on your compressor short cycling. Now, short cycling is exactly what it sounds like. The AC compressor rapidly cycles on and off, never really getting a chance to complete a full cooling cycle. This constant on-again, off-again action puts a tremendous amount of stress on the compressor, leading to premature wear and tear and ultimately compressor failure. So what causes short cycling? Well, there are a few common culprits. One of the most common is a refrigerant leak. When the refrigerant level is low, the system can't maintain proper pressure, causing the compressor to cycle on and off frequently. Another potential cause is a faulty thermostat or pressure switch. These components are responsible for regulating the AC system's operation, and if they're not working correctly, they can trigger short cycling. So, there you have it guys. The top 10 causes of AC compressor failure and, more importantly, how to prevent them. Remember, your car's AC system is a complex machine, but with a little TLC, you can keep it running cool and comfortable all summer long. And trust me, a little preventative maintenance goes a long way in avoiding those sweaty, uncomfortable rides and costly repairs. Now get out there, enjoy the open road and stay cool.
So there you have it, folks. By knowing the signs and addressing them promptly, you can save yourself a whole lot of trouble and keep your car running smoothly. Don't let a small sensor turn into a major headache. Stay vigilant, and remember, a little preventative maintenance goes a long way. Armed with the knowledge from this video, you'll be able to go in there with confidence, knowing what to expect and how to avoid getting ripped off.